Over the next short few minutes, I'm going to explain to you why not filming 1 to 2 sets of your most important or technical exercises is leaving gains, progress, results on the table, and how you can implement this into your training to get those results quite quickly. No matter how mindful you may be, we've all been our own harshest critic at some point. If you're striving for growth or improvement, you'll likely be very familiar with this experience. However, in training, we can harness this innate ability for self-criticism by filming our working sets and reviewing them. So we all have room for improvement in the gym, yet far too often I see individuals relying solely on feeling or their subjective view as their primary diagnostic for self-coaching or making adjustment. While effective judgment based on your subjective can work, for a continual improvement into the advanced technique, it requires a deep understanding of what that ideal movement pattern should feel like. So developing this takes time. It's usually done side by side with a coach or a training partner. It takes patience and a lot of negative knowledge. Now, negative knowledge just refers to learning through disadvantageous or failures as a guide to move closer to desired or advantageous result. This is commonly known as trial and error. So rather than relying entirely on perceived feelings or subjective judgment, filming your sets now allows you to visually identify errors or areas of concern. If you know what you're looking for, filming provides quick, actionable feedback that you can apply to your very next set. So by combining this objective video analysis or feedback with your subjective experience, you now have two valuable sources of information to refine that training and essentially make the process more efficient. So before each set now becomes an opportunity to improve your form, and through this trial and error, your tinkering can be far more effective. Tinkering being the adjustments to a program. I think when we make adjustments to a program or to our training, we don't need to make drastic changes by flipping a whole program, just by making slight little adjustments, almost like a DJ on a deck. He doesn't flip songs off and on, he blends things into other things. So it's important that we make slight adjustments. That way we can find these optimal outcomes, or at least an optimal day of training for you. However, it's important to recognize the limitations of video analysis now. So over-reliance on this video analysis can lead to overthinking, disrupting the natural rhythm of your movements. So if you've noticed that you're doing a clean and jerk, and when you're shooting the elbows up to catch the bar, maybe like, oh, this doesn't feel good and it doesn't look good. And then when you're trying to fix it, you're paying too much attention to this that you've lost your triple extension, or when you're pulling the bar off the ground and all of a sudden the lift that was only sort of wrong is now in shambles. So obviously taking a grain of humility with it and being like, oh, I just need to make this small adjustment. I don't need to overthink this process. It's good for me to understand or to see the issues that are lying within my form there. So it can also cause unnecessary delays between sets, throwing the flow of the session off. So once we feel like we're in the session, we don't really want to get in the road of that just for the sake of filming an exercise. So, or disrupting other people's workouts with a tripod or something. So maybe just have a phone up, film the set, and you can review it after the workout as well. So that way you can make the adjustment for the next set in the next workout. It's not necessarily sure it is from set to set, can be a great way to, introduce some adjustments, but also from workout to workout is just as good. Think of your subjective and your objective lenses now as tools. They're powerful when used appropriately, but not to be something to give undue weight or allow to become self-destructive. Balance is always going to be key, like moderation, even with moderation. Finally, understanding and then interpreting what you've recorded to make those meaningful adjustments is its own challenge. We need to know what actual good technique looks like. So if this resonates with you and you'd like help, I offer one-on-one coaching, affordable weekly coaching to ensure that we make those right decisions together. If that's something that you're interested in, I have a link down in the description. Otherwise, happy lifting.